OK, Brexit. We try not to mention the B word too often, but anyway, we can't get away with it today. The deadline extended yesterday to the 31st of October, which, in case you haven't noticed, is Halloween. OK?
Fright night. It'll be Fright night.
Well, might be.
But we are joined by a lady today who said she isn't scared of the Halloween exit. This is Jen McInhill. She's a Brexit hoarder, she calls herself, because she is stockpiling food. It looks like mostly food, Jen, is it? Is there anything else you're stockpiling?
Yeah, food and also things like washing detergent, toiletries and stuff like that.
Now, I have to say, my granny was a great hoarder. And I remember once we were talking to Simon about the sugar shortage.
She was a bit nuts, wasn't she?
No, but she was, you know, a more mature lady. You're very young, and I'm very surprised that somebody so young would feel the need to hoard like this. Are you genuinely frightened that suddenly we're not going to get pasta or...
Yeah, I don't think it's just about shortages, although that was my initial concern. I think the other thing is about prices going up. Right. So being a bit prepared for that and trying to buy in advance and save a bit of money, I guess, over a longer period of time.
But, Jen, is this your stuff, or have we put this... Is this actually yours? Is this the stuff you...
This is mine.
Sorry, Jen. Why would you be stockpiling gherkins? I'm just saying...
Oh, because I love them.
So you're saying you're not a hoarder, you're just a very organised person. You work in... was it events, did you say?
Advertising. And I'm a project manager, so I guess by nature I'm risk-averse and always trying to plan for the future.
But could I put it to you, Jen McInhill, it's people like you who are creating scares and problems and project fear and all that. There is no chance on God's earth of us having a gherkin shortage.
Well, I'll come back next year if we do.
Yeah.
Well, we don't grow them here, do we?
Yeah.
So
No,
they've got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, black market in gherkins, you never know.
You never know. Well, it's funny, Jen, because when I hear about that, I go, oh, how ridiculous. And then I've got this little niggle, so I go, Jen might be having the last laugh when I can't get my pickled gherkins. And I'll be thinking of Jen with all those jars. Because that's because you all think, well, you know, Europe have goods to sell. They're not going to keep all this stuff and not sell their cars and their gherkins or wherever gherkins come. I don't even know where gherkins come from.
No, shall I look, actually, now?
They're going to want to sell their pasta and whatever else they want to us. There's not going to be a shortage.
Well, I think when we were looking at a no-deal situation, obviously there was concern about whether we would actually be able to get food into the country. And so that was my original concern, actually.
With the lorries at the ports and all that sort of thing.
Exactly.
So there may be, yes, and then you're right, and then the scare happens. There's a bit of a temporary shortage, Simon, then everybody panics. Because Simon and I were talking about, in the 70s, believe it or not, there was a sugar shortage, wasn't there?
There certainly was, entirely fuelled by people worrying that there was going to be a sugar shortage.
My granny.
There was a rumour went around. Yeah, started by your granny. She said, oh, we're running short of sugar, or the shops just run out. Everybody panicked and created a sugar shortage.
And Ireland made a fortune because Ireland exported more sugar than anybody else from sugar beets. So I mean, it was amazing, but it did happen.
How many weeks, months, years, kind of, are you stockpiling? Could you survive if suddenly every import of food was stopped? How long would your supply last you, do you think?
I think about 6 months now. And I think the other thing to say as well is I've done this over a period of about a year. So it's not like I went out and bought it all at once and panicking. It's more like when I do shop, maybe double up and stuff, or if there's good deals and stuff that might get expensive, like olive oil, washing up, detergent, then I get that now.
Where do you keep it all? In the garage?
No, I keep it in my house, actually. This actually all fits into quite a small plastic box. Not small, but
big. Is it your Brexit box?
It's my Brexit box. It is. That's what it's called.
Well, now that Jen's got us all thinking, Simon, there's everything else, like in terms of holiday and travel and passports and flights and mobile phone charges. What is top of your list when you're thinking about...
Well, everybody is breathing a huge sigh of relief, particularly the people who were really hoping that there would be some kind of postponement, so they didn't. We didn't crash out with 48 hours' notice, and you had to get your 3 different international driving permits. So your European health insurance card is going to be valid for as long as we're in the EU, and your driving licence also will continue to be
But the passports,
valid.
remember last time you were here, it was a little bit confusing. Even if you've got a year, you haven't really got a year, you've only got 9 months.
Yeah, so if you've got a valid British passport, then for as long as we're in the EU, this is valid in all EU countries up to and including the day of expiry. And if you've got a brand new passport and it doesn't say European Union at the top, don't worry, it's still...
Jen, are you covered on the passport front?
I am, yeah. I've got a 10-year passport. So
OK, right, so I'm just doing the tick list as we're going
Jen's
through.
all over it.
But look, there's panic selling, and that's the great thing. So there's been a bit of panic buying ahead of Brexit. Now that we're not leaving, people, I think, are more likely to be taking Easter break. And there's amazing deals out there. The travel industry has been having a terrible time because people haven't committed. So it's been looking. In the past half hour, these are live deals. If you want Easter weekend away, going from Edinburgh to Baden-Baden for a walk in the Black Forest, £47 return. Next Tuesday, you could go from Glasgow, Prestwick to Palma, or Bristol to Palma, £51 return.
Brilliant.
That's for a week. It's ridiculous prices.
Jen will be collecting those.
And package holidays, Puerto de la Cruz from Exeter next Wednesday.
Thank you.
£162.
Well, great hearing from you both.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much indeed.